Satnam, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome back to another episode in our continuing series, Your Miracle Mantra Moment. And today is Thursday, July 9th. And today we'll do the usual beginning part where we'll chant the shabad, Dhan Ramdas Guru, Jinsiriya Tene Savarya. And afterwards, we're going to talk. And today I'm going to start out talking about another shabad, this one composed by Guru Arjan, the fifth Guru. And it's about Guru Ramdas, it's about the experience that can be had with the Guru. And the shabad is Ramdas Sarovaranate. And we're going to understand it not just from the literal perspective of the translation, but also more about the metaphorical teaching that is within this secondary shabad that we're going to talk about today. So again, as I'm just about to start the meditation, you can simply sit and meditate and chant with this, eyes closed, eyes open, or you can use the mudra that we often use, which is with the right thumb up, left hand in a fist wrapped around the right thumb, and then right hand fingers come up along the back of the left hand, and they are held gently at the heart center and the elbows at the side. Your eyes can be open or 9/10 closed, fixed at the tip of your nose. And I am just checking. Yes, I'm seeing that our Sevadar, Kirandeep Kaur, has put the lyrics, the words for this shabad, Dhan Ramdas Guru, in the comment section. So if you are new to these words and you want to see them there, they are there in Gurmukhi and transliteration for English speakers. And so I hope you'll join us and chant along. And then afterwards we'll spend some time talking. If you have questions, if something comes up while you're doing this, or you've been thinking about something, have it ready and you can put it in the comments section after we finish the meditation. And if it's related to what I'm talking about, I'll bring it in right away. Otherwise, we'll get to some questions more wide-ranging by the end of our program today. So, we're going to start the chanting now. Apasir janare dariya Sikhi aate sangti Par Brahm karna sakariya Sikhi aate sangti Par Brahm karna sakariya Par Brahm karna sakariya Par Brahm karna सच तेरा पैस कारिया सच तेरा पैस कारिया ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. So before I get into talking, I just want to welcome those of you who might be here for the first time. Let's see, I'm going to scroll up to the top here. And when I see someone who I've not seen before, I'll Nivadita. Yeah, I'm not sure I've noticed you here before. Welcome. And let's see, lots of regulars. Jagdish, welcome. I'm not sure you've been here before. And let's see, Marissa from Los Angeles. And Sissy Aramas. Let's see. Rosie, welcome. Winnie, maybe you've been here before from the Netherlands. And Rosie, I think you've been here before. Anna, I think you've been here. Well, maybe not, but welcome. And then Celia from Portugal, welcome. And everybody else I think I've seen before. So just wanted to say welcome. And we're going to talk a little bit now. And Kirandeep has beat me to it. She has placed in the comment section the shabad that I want to talk about, because we've been talking since the beginning of this program about Guru Ram Das, about Guru Ram Das, but also about the shabad Dhan Ram Das Guru. And then I've been just bringing in some other references from Gurbani, shabads, and so it seemed logical to bring this one in. And so it's a beautiful shabad. And again, it's played probably every day at some point during the programming of Shabad Kirtan at the Harimandir Sahib, the Golden Temple in Amritsar. There's Kirtan that goes all day from early morning, late into the night, and every day. And so this shabad is one that comes up and is played quite often, and it is well known. And I'll go through the words with you and then talk a little bit more about the meaning in a little more depth. So this, as I said, is written by Guru Arjan. And if you remember, Guru Arjan, the fifth Guru, was actually the younger son of Guru Ram Das, who then later became Guru. And so he is writing this, you look at the words and you think, well, this is really just about the place, Ramdas Sar, the place that was established by Guru Ram Das, because Guru Amar Das had Goanwal. That was the name of the location where Guru Amar Das was mainly based. And he sent by Ram Das, before he became Guru, out to find another place to establish a new community. And he found this place that had this special natural spring water that was said to be very healing. And so he established a sarovar, a tank of water. And later, Guru Arjan completed that project by building the Harimandir Sahib, the Golden Temple, in the middle of that sarovar, in the middle of that pond, that reservoir, because it's all closed in with stone. It's not a pond like you would encounter in the woods. It's closed in. And it is still fed by that spring, along with some other sources, I believe. And the water is recycled, so it's not a stagnant pool. It's continually being refreshed. And so let's hear what Guru Arjan has to say about this. He says, Ramdas sarovar nate sab uttare papa kamate. He's saying, by bathing in the nectar tank of Ramdas, all indiscretions are wiped away. He goes on, Nirmalahoy kare ishanana gurupure kini dana. And this is, one becomes immaculate, pure, by taking this cleansing bath. The perfect Guru has bestowed this gift. That's Gurupure Kine Dana. Then the next line, Sabakusala came prabhadare, Sai salamat sabatoka ubare, Guraka shabad vichare. And this line, he says, God has blessed all with peace and pleasure. Everything is safe and sound as we contemplate the Nam, the word of the Guru's Shabad. So in the structure of this, there's some more lines, but in the structure of this is the main line, even though many people have chosen to sing the repeating line as the first line, Ramdas Sarovaranate. But when there is a rahau, as there is at the end of this particular line, Sabakusul Kain Prabhadare Sai Salamat Sabatoku Bari Gurukar Shabada Vichari Rahau. That rahau is a bit like, it means pause, but it means more than that. It means pause and reflect on this last line, that this is an important part of the message, perhaps the most important part of the message. And I just want to repeat the translation of that. So again, that line says, God has bestowed all with peace and pleasure. That's Sabakusalakam Prabhadari. Prab is God. Everything is safe and sound as we contemplate the word of the Guru's Shabad. And that's Sai Salamat Sabatoku Bari, Guruka Shabada Vichari. Vichari is to contemplate or to reflect upon the Guru's Shabad. The next line goes on. Sad Sangamalalate, Lati, sorry. Where is it? Sad Sangamalalati, that's right. Parabrahma Beosati. And this translates to say, in the Sad Sangat, that's the company of like-minded people, like we are today. We are in Sangat. In the Sad Sangat, the karma that you have brought on through missteps, errors of judgment, that gets washed away. And then the line goes on, Nanakanam Nanakanam Dhyaya Adapurak Prabhapaya. And so this is Nanak meditates on the Nam. So again, this is Guru Arjan reaffirming that he is also the light of Guru Nanak by signing this, so to speak, with the name Nanak, completing this poetic composition with that name Nanak. Nanak meditates on the Nam and the name of the Lord and has found union with the divine, the primal being. So I'm going to sing this, and then I want to talk a little bit more about the metaphorical references here, because, Guru Nanak was very clear that pilgrimage as an independent act, as a act in of itself, is of little value. So bathing in a place is very common in the Hindu tradition. There are places where you go that are considered to be very important, to dip in the rivers, usually in those places, and those are places that a Hindu person would want to go to in their life to feel like they are making sure their soul is taken care of, to move on, to be elevated in the cycle of life and death, of life and rebirth, and karma, the cycle of karma. But Guru Nanak was saying that you can't just go through those steps. They're meaningless. And really what I want you to reflect on while I sing this is that really Guru Arjan is talking about a different kind of immersion, meaning immersion into the Nam, into the experience of the divine within. And yes, many, many Sikhs will dip in those waters at Amritsar. But, it has to be understood that really what Guru Arjan is talking about here is a deep meditative experience. So let's just hear the words in musical form, and then we will talk a little more. samudre paap kamate, Ramadas sarovar naate, samudre paap kamate. You'll have to excuse me, I'm going to just change the melody. It's a little too low for me there, so. Ramadas sarovar naate, samudre paap kamate, Ramadas sarovar naate, samudre paap kamate, Ramadas sarovar naate, samudre paap kamate, 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 Ramadas sarovar naate, samudre paap kamate, Ramadas sarovar naate, samudre paap kamate. Nirmal hoye kar ishnana, pur pure kine dana. Nirmal hoye kar ishnana, pur pure kine dana. Ramadas sarovar naate, samudre paap kamate, Ramadas sarovar naate, samudre paap kamate. Sab kusal ke prabh taare, sai salamat sab to kurbare. Sab kusal ke prabh taare, sai salamat sab to kurbare. Gur ka shambund vichare, Gur ka shambund vichare, Gur ka shambund vichare, Gur ka shambund vichare, Ramadas sarovar naate, samudre paap kamate, Ramadas sarovar naate, samudre paap kamate, 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 Ramadas sarovar naate, samudre paap kamate, Ramadas sarovar naate, samudre paap kamate. साध संग मल लाते, पर ब्रह्म पे साथी। साध संग मल लाते, पर ब्रह्म Sam utre paap kamate, sam utre paap kamate, sam utre paap kamate, sam utre paap kamate. Ramdas sarovar naate, sam utre paap kamate. Ramdas sarovar naate, sam utre paap kamate, sam utre paap kamate, sam utre paap So that's the shabad in a musical form. Let me bring this a little closer so I can more easily read any comments. Huh. That's quite an interesting location. Aviraj has logged in from the middle of the Indian Ocean. Very good. I don't know that we've had anyone quite as interesting, with an interesting location like that. So salutations and welcome. Very nice to have you with us. The subtitle transcriber comes up with shove it. Yes. Well, sorry about that, Hari Singh. You know, these little glitches in technology. So hi to a lot of you who have just more recently joined us. Tracy, welcome. And yeah, it's great to have all of you with us. So we've been talking about this shabad that I was just singing, Ramdas Sarovar Naate. And so it makes me think that, you know, there's this beautiful concept in Sikh Dharma teachings about Nam. And what is Nam? And how should we understand it? So it's a little esoteric, you know, as we try to talk about Nam, because it's a very subtle experience that is at the core of it. And yes, we can use the word Nam, usually spelled in transliteration Naam. We can use that little word to point to all of the Gurbani words. We can say that's Nam, you know, all the words in the Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib. That's Nam. The mantras that we mostly use that are also either referenced within or from around the Sikh path, that is Nam. You know, the writings of Guru Gobind Singh, that's Nam. But there's another meaning to Nam, because there is the experience that we have as we recite it, as we listen to it, as we vibrate it within us deeply. And that experience, we can say we are having an immersion. You know, we can step down into that experience of Nam. We can feel it deep within our experience. We have talked in the past about Nad and Shunya, meaning the silence, that deep silence inside, and Sunye. Guru Nanak uses this Sunye to talk about deeply listening. And from that space of deeply listening, we can experience the Nad, the Anahat Nad, the quality of sound that is unstruck and vibrates within us when we are experiencing this Nam. And the Shabad Guru is what really brings that experience. The Shabad Guru is that which takes us from dark to light, which is also a sound current, a word. The Shabad, the words of Gurbani are the Shabad Guru, and that technology manifests when we recite it. In our mouth, there's a movement of the tongue creates a physiological experience, but also there's a psychic experience that gets enlivened, gets ignited within us. And many of us have had this, maybe have not been able to identify it with words, but it's there drawing us ever closer to have this experience more and more. And so in this Shabad, Ramdas Sarovaranate, Guru Arjan is reminding us that true bathing in the tank of nectar, of the tank of Ramdas, is really about immersing oneself in the experience, the deep meditative experience of the Nam. And so it's easy to forget that when you're standing at the edge of the Sarovar in Amritsar, because the vibration of that water is so strong, because it really does hold energy from all the chanting and the singing and the prayers that go on around that place and have gone on there for hundreds of years. So the water is energized, and by taking a dip in it, you do feel like you're connecting to that. But ultimately, that isn't the bath or the dip that Guru Arjan is really talking about here. So we can have this experience anywhere, at any time, just through our practice, through our applied consciousness. And so let's see, anybody have something to share? We've got Pav Singh saying, sometimes it feels like wanting to reach that same experience is distracting. Yeah, I'm not quite sure I follow what you're saying, but maybe what you're saying is that the physical experience is distracting from the more subtle experience. Yeah, it's hard to, if that's what you're saying, I agree with you. I think that, when you're there and you take a dip, there is a really strong physical experience. But I think it's really useful, helpful, to remind ourselves that, yes, going and having a dip at Harimandir Sahib is beautiful, but it's not the essential part, and that's what Guru Nanak was trying to teach, was that pilgrimage is fine, but if you're just going through the motions and just focused on the physical experience, then that's not what it's about, and really transformation, consciousness transformation happens when we have that inner bathing, that inner immersion into Nam, into that experience of Shunya, into being able to be in that deep listening place. So, anybody got any last questions or comments before we wrap this up today? While I'm waiting just to see if anybody has anything, I wanted to let you know that, as you see in the banner below, my guest tomorrow in the program Home Kirtan and Chat will be Dhan Singh, and he is not that well known to many of you, I'm sure, but he is a longtime friend of mine, and so we should have an interesting discussion tomorrow. He's a longtime musician, Kirtan musician. So let's see what Hari Singh has to say. Let's see. Hari Singh says, through the miracle of the Naad combined with the miracle of the World Wide Web, we, as a Sangat, are blessed with the gift of Nam. Yeah. And, we can have it individually too, but how wonderful it is to be connected to each other through this internet and through our meditative projection, that we are in this together and feeling each other and appreciating the presence of each other. So, yes, it's wonderful, Hadi Singh. Thank you for sharing that. Let's see what Yvonne has to say. Topic. I get used to remind myself in my mind to do meditations every day. Somehow I miss some discipline, and it feels like I must be strong to myself. However, that is not what, yeah, I prefer. Yeah, so Yvonne, I hear you. It is hard. It's hard to have the discipline to do something daily. You know, my my humble suggestion is to start small. Take one thing that you think you could do every day, and then build from that. Don't, if you're just starting out, maybe doing a 2.5 hour sadhana every morning is a huge commitment. And, it is a challenge, a bridge too far, perhaps. By that I mean maybe just take one thing at a time. So start out with maybe an 11-minute meditation every day. Maybe a short kriya and alone meditation. Then add maybe starting to read japji, and build your sadhana over time, even over years. It doesn't matter how much you do. It really matters much more that you understand what it is that you need to maintain a connection to your inner self, and then just start there and add things as they seem appropriate. Let's see. Let's see what. So Marissa is saying, thank you for sharing that new chant on top of Dandaran Dasguru. Would love the translation also. Thank you. The translation was posted further up in the comments, and sometimes it doesn't show fully. You have to sort of click on it and scroll down a little bit, but you'll see it. It's also very easy to find on the internet. I highly recommend, if you are looking for anything like this, that you go to sikhnet.com, sikhnet.com, and they have a place there where you can look up shabads, and you can find the words, you can find lots of recordings of them, musical recordings. So, yeah, the name of the chant that we sang was Ram Das Sarovar Nate. And it's up there. Da, 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 da. Okay. Yeah, Yvonne, I think you got the message there. That's great. And let's see. This is the last question I'm going to take right now. Anna is saying, here I am living rurally, the only one on a Sikh path in my geographical area. The pandemic has meant there are more offerings like this on the internet. For that, I'm grateful. Yeah, Anna, lots of people in your situation, actually. So I bet there are even people on this call, on this program right now with us, who are in a similar place. And the more you can connect through this way is good right now. Later, maybe when you can travel a bit and you can go to some places where there are people who are practicing Sikh Dharma, that would be great. If you're in the U.S., you could always, not this year, but perhaps next June, we'll have summer solstice in New Mexico, and you can come and attend there and have lots of interaction with many people. I think we usually have about 2,500 people, so it's a lot of people. All right, well, I'm going to close up now. Thank you all, Winnie, Sarah, Marissa, all of you who have been here and commenting. I appreciate that. And we will be back with this program next week, Tuesday and Thursday. And I hope to see some of you perhaps Friday for the other program. And stay safe, be well, stay home if you can, and bless you. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh, Satnam.